I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Jimmy O here from JOBLO, and it's time to face the music with Bill and Ted. That's right, the twosome are back. Now, what was once popular often returns in some form or another. Whether it's an old series that returns for a long-awaited new season, or a film franchise that simply needs a reboot, we've witnessed familiar faces return on the regular. With this, all too often this decision is made as simply a monetary goal. This was my reaction when word of a new Bill and Ted flick sparked excitement amongst fans of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Could it possibly be more than just hoping to make a quick buck, bringing both Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter back for another chapter? Or would it be a lackluster sequel with no real spark? Well, I have some far from heinous news for you. Bill and Ted Face the Music find our lovable heroes, Bill S. Preston, Winter, and Ted Theodore Logan, Reeves, as middle-aged men married with children. Yet something's not right in San Dimas, California, the rock and roll wannabe's hometown, or anywhere else in the world for that matter. After a visitor from the future arrives, Kristen Schaal, they discover that their mission is not over. The two must create a song that will bring the world together. Luckily, they have two cool daughters, Billy, Bridget Lundy-Paine, and Thea, Samara Weaving, to help bring on the music. What ensues is a wild, time-traveling adventure with a few brand new characters and a familiar face or two that will bring a massive smile on the face of Bill and Ted lovers everywhere. Now, way back in 1989, screenwriters Ed Solomon and Chris Matheson created this delightfully dopey pair of goofs who happened to play wicked tunes in a band called Wild Stallions. The two have returned, this time with Dean Parasot directing, and there is a whole lot of love for these two on display. One of the most satisfying elements of the sequel is just how incredibly charming it all is. Instead of attempting to push the time-traveling twosome into an obvious modern world, this hilarious tale connects beautifully to the franchise. The story as a whole is slightly convoluted, considering the focus is stretched out to give not only Weaving and Lundy-Paine, but Bill and Ted as well as their wives Elizabeth and Joanna a chance to shine. That's not even including the many historical figures that are part of the action. Yet, somehow, this just under 90-minute feature is able to balance all the insanity really well. Not surprisingly, a big reason for the sequel's success is the return of Winter and Reeves. The two actors haven't missed a beat since they first brought these characters to life. It's incredibly satisfying to see Reeves excel as an action star with the John Wick franchise, but it's really cool to see the actor return to humor. When Bill and Ted run into different iterations of themselves, it offers the two leads to have a little extra fun. And frankly, it's just as much fun for the audience. The chemistry between the two is infectious, and it's especially enjoyable to see Mr. Winter back in a leading role. If there's any doubt in their sincere appreciation for playing these two, it vanishes immediately as the film begins. The wedding sequence starts things off with perfect humor and heart. The supporting cast adds to the magic as well. Samara Weaving and Bridget Lundy-Paine are perfectly cast, and they have the Bill and Ted lingo down pat. Holland Taylor is terrific, as is William Sadler, who returns as Death. Per usual, Kristen Schaal delights in every scene she's in. And then there's Anthony Carrigan. I don't even want to mention who he plays, as that becomes a very funny bit played throughout. As well, Carrigan is just exceptionally funny, even with all his makeup and wardrobe intact. This is a fantastic cast, and they all seem to be in on the joke in the best of ways. And yes, there is one special cameo that will probably bring a tear and a smile to everyone who fell in love with this franchise in the beginning. Bill and Ted Face the Music is silly, it's sweet, and it's irresistible. This may be the first film in the series to earn a PG-13 rating, but it didn't need it. Solomon and Matheson find the humor without going for the rude and the crude. It's a joyful and irreverent celebration of friendship and family and music. This is the kind of comedy that's not going to sweep at any awards show, but it doesn't need to, especially considering how difficult real life currently is for so many. This is the movie we really can use right now. Winter and Reeves' return will certainly give fans a most triumphant experience when they finally witness this wonderfully daffy duo on a brand new adventure. Hey, it ain't great art, but it doesn't need to be. Bill and Ted is simply a reminder to each and every one of us to simply be excellent to each other. Nope, nothing wrong with that at all. In the end, I had a blast with this flick, and I'm giving Bill and Ted Face the Music a solid 8 out of 10, and frankly, I wouldn't mind another one. Thanks for listening, and if you want more great content from JOBLO.com, just click on any of the links and keep on reading for news, reviews, and interviews. Thanks guys, and be excellent to each other. It can't be said enough.